I am here at the Toy Fair. We are unveiling all of our G.I. Joe toys. To have an action figure that is G.I. Joe, and considering I've been such a big fan of G.I. Joe ever since I was a kid, in a way, is a very cool dream come true.
I think this might have been the first moment where it really hit me that this is actually happening.
We're a little shell-shocked. Like, we walked in and there's
Us.
big, little, thousands of different versions of all of us and our friends. So it's all starting to sink in right now.
Pretty cool.
The toys are really great. You know, it's some of them we haven't seen. We saw the original designs for, but we never saw the finished product or anywhere near the finished product. And the detail is so great.
I think they look great.
It's pretty awesome. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now.
It reminds me of they're the right size. The original ones that I played with, they're kind of shrunken down a little bit, and the detail's really good. They look incredible. They look really good. All the weapons are kind of realistic.
You know, one of the cool things about Roadblock, is he has a multitude of weapons available at any time. And it has a very cool vest, and it's either a bullet to the head or a blade to the throat. It's up to you.
I mean, this is a dream come true to finally be able to, one, make a G.I. Joe movie. I grew up as a kid loving G.I. Joe. I play with all my little figures, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Roadblock, in my backyard. They'd be in the mud, in the sand. They'd be in the trees, in between the couches, and of course, if a limb fell off, that was even better.
We had a great director in John Chu, who not only grew up loving and has a great passion and love for G.I. Joe, but also for action.
My experiences in these big franchise movies is the further you go with the action element, the further you can go with the comedy. And the audience likes both.
We kept thinking, like, who is the ultimate action hero? Like, we need the guy. And there's very few people on that list, and the top of which is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So, of course, when you look at Dwayne, you only think of Roadblock. Like, come on, it's almost too perfect.
Making G.I. Joe was a memorable shooting experience. When they come to me with the idea about rebooting the franchise, about starring in the franchise, I loved it.
When you think about who looks like what your embodiment of a G.I. Joe, The Rock kind of, you look at him and you go, okay, he's a G.I. Joe. So it's great. And what he has, which again, talking back to Tone, is he can play great aggression action, and he can play really funny comedy.
We have to assume that there's no one we can trust.
There is one man.
When I got onto the movie, one of the characters that I wanted to put into the script was this character of Joe Colton, the original Joe, to help bridge all the Joe fans together. And again, we had to go back to the well and think, all right, who is the ultimate action hero? Who would be the original? Who's like the most pure, like iconic? And of course, Bruce Willis was on the top of that list.
Me and Bruce working together in this type of role, in this type of movie, it's G.I. Joe. It's me and Bruce Willis kicking ass. Let's move. World ain't saving itself.
We have to assume that there's no one we can trust.
There is one man.
You all right?
Yeah. You all right?
My cholesterol's a little high.